All right, let's just jump right in. Former Google executive Mo Gawdat has a pretty stark warning for all of us. He's convinced that artificial intelligence isn't just some new app or gadget. He sees it as a force that's about to completely reshape, well, everything. So in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly what he's predicting. And listen, he is not just saying that for effect. Gaudet argues that in just a handful of years, the very foundations of how we live our lives are going to be unrecognizable. So what are these 7 dimensions he's talking about? So here they are: innovation, economics, power, freedom. The whole shebang. Every single one of these is apparently headed for a massive shakeup, and you'll see how they're all tangled up together. Now, we can't possibly cover all 7 in detail, so we're going to focus on a few of the really big ones, starting with the one that makes the world go round: money. Okay, first up, the new rules of wealth. We're talking about how AI is literally redefining what it means to be rich and how you even get there. And to really get a grip on the scale of this, we kind of have to look back in time. So check this out, because it's actually a super simple pattern. Throughout all of human history, wealth has been created by whoever owns the best automation. The hunter with the spear, that's automation. The farmer using soil, that's a form of automation too. Then you get the industrialist with a factory. Boom, you get millionaires. The technologist writing code, billions. So what happens when someone owns the ultimate automation, an AI platform?
Well, this happens. $1 trillion. I mean, it's a number that's kind of hard to even wrap your head around, right? Gaudat's prediction is that the owners of these AI platforms, the new digital factories of our time, are going to accumulate wealth so unbelievably fast that we'll see our first trillionaires before 2030. And not just one, but probably several.
And this quote just hits the nail on the head. This isn't the classic rich versus poor story anymore. This is something else entirely. According to Gawdat, even if you're a millionaire today, you're going to get left in the dust. You're either at the very, very top, owning the automation, or you're not. And that creates this huge, massive economic paradox. Which brings us to this enormous question: an economy without jobs? I mean, think about it. If AI can do everything from medicine to art to building businesses with insane productivity, what's left for the rest of us to do? And that leads to maybe the single biggest question of our era, right? Our entire global economy runs on a pretty simple loop. People work, they get paid, and then they spend that money buying things. But if AI takes away the people work part of that equation, the whole system just grinds to a halt. You have nobody to buy all the amazing stuff that AI is producing. So what's the big proposed solution? Well, you've probably heard of this one: Universal Basic Income, or UBI. The logic seems pretty straightforward. To keep the economic engine from stalling, you just give people money. It sounds almost neat, tidy, inevitable. But oh boy, it also kicks off a massive ideological battle. And Mo Gawdat does not mince words here. He says this to make a point, of course. But think about his logic. If the machines make everything, and the government just distributes the resources to everyone equally, what do you call that? He argues this isn't just some economic policy tweak. It's a deep philosophical shift that goes against decades of Western ideas about work and merit. And his point is, we are nowhere near ready to have that conversation. And all this tension, it flows directly into the next paradox: power. Just like with wealth, AI is doing 2 completely opposite things at the exact same time. On one hand, power is concentrating like never before. And on the other, it's spreading out to regular people in ways we've just never seen. Just look at the contrast here. You've got a handful of platform owners controlling the absolute infrastructure of our society. But at the same time, any one of us can now get our hands on incredibly powerful AI, open source biotech, cheap but effective drones, you name it. Power is shooting up to the very top, while also flooding down to the bottom. And Gawdat predicts this is going to trigger a very dangerous chain reaction. So here's how he sees it playing out. Step 1, power spreads to the people. Step 2, the elites, the ones used to being in charge, they start to panic. They see their control slipping. And what's their predictable response? Step 3, they clamp down. More surveillance, more financial controls, more restrictions on speech, all in the name of maintaining order. We end up in a direct trade-off: this newly democratized power for our personal freedom. So we've covered money and power, but this next shift, this might be the most unsettling one of all. This is about our very perception of what's real. This is where reality itself starts to become negotiable. You know, we've all lived through this shift, but we maybe didn't notice how huge it was. In the past, just a few years ago, you'd ask Google a question and it would give you millions of links. It was basically saying, here's all the info, you're the detective, you figure out what's true. But now, with generative AI, you ask a question and it gives you one single confident answer. It's not saying, here are some options. It's saying, this is the truth. And there it is, the knockout question. For most people, that one authoritative answer just becomes reality. But what if it's just plain wrong? Or, even scarier, what if it's been deliberately biased or manipulated? We are outsourcing our critical thinking to a machine, and we're not even asking who programmed it. And this leads right to the core of his message. The problem here isn't the technology itself. The real problem is that while we're all obsessing over the cool new things AI can do, we are completely, utterly ignoring what it's going to do to us. And that quote just nails it, doesn't it? The societal implications, how this tech will rewire our economies, redefine freedom, twist our reality, that's the stuff that isn't being talked about. We are just building it faster and faster with absolutely no blueprint for the kind of world we're creating. Look, Mo Gawdat's predictions are meant to be a wake-up call. These changes aren't some far-off sci-fi future. They are coming, and they are coming fast, whether we're prepared or not. So really the only question left is, are we willing to start having these incredibly difficult conversations now before it's too late?